Some people say that success depends on who you know. Other people say success depends on what you know. I would say success, who you know, and what you know all depend on how you express yourself in writing. Writing is the vehicle for connecting yourself to the rest of the world, and it provides you a mechanism for writing yourself into the world. I asked Professor Kotos what teachers need to know about writing. She talked about 3 fundamental characteristics of writing: register variation, process orientation, and interpersonal function. Let's listen. What's the most important thing for teachers to understand about teaching writing?
Okay, so first of all, it is important for teachers to understand that the writing skill includes multiple types of abilities, including the ability to effectively use the writing strategies and conventions of different registers. And what I mean by registers is the many styles or varieties of language that are determined by social context, purpose, and audience. In fact, this is what teachers of ESL writing generally find difficult to teach. It is also very important for teachers to understand the relationship between linguistic forms and communicative functions. We do things with language in different contexts all the time. We ask questions, we give directions, we argue, we persuade, and different registers imply different language choices and levels of formality. So teachers should draw their students' attention to how specific language choices can help writers better convey specific shades of meaning. Teachers need to also understand the stages of writing as a process and not perceive writing as just a product. Writing is generating and shaping ideas that get polished through multiple drafting and iterative revisions before they make it into the final product. One other idea I'd like to mention is that writing happens in the midst of social relationships, which is why writers often carefully choose appropriate linguistic forms, and they do that not only to express ideas, but also to present their identity and to create relationships in certain contexts. So, because people write for a wide range of purposes, teachers need to shape writing instruction in ways that provide students with opportunities to write for varied purposes, trying to create authentic meaning for particular audiences. And that means that teachers should expose students to authentic texts representative of different registers and help the students focus on analyzing the audience, analyzing the context, the purpose of those texts, even before assigning their students certain writing tasks.
So those 3 critical aspects of writing were register variation, process orientation, and interpersonal function. Register variation refers to the fact that written language varies according to the social context, purpose, and audience. We saw the example of how the language choice has to be different depending on whether you're talking about your research to a friend or introducing your research to a professional audience of a journal readers. Process orientation refers to the fact that writing requires multiple drafts. We saw how this idea has been really pushed forward and played out through the introduction of word processing in the writing process. And in the US and some other countries, this started in the 1980s. Third, interpersonal function refers